Hello and welcome back to I Am the Word. Our friend Marcella is out and about playing today, but she is here with us in spirit. She's off living her extraordinary life somewhere, and yeah, so we're feeling her support. Hi, Heather. Heather just got back from Maui, so she's all rested, and I am like breathing in and usurping some of her precious energy. She's so generously bestowing on me. And we thank you for joining us today. We're going to finish up chapter 3, recognition, and I am the word. But I kind of want to just ponder a moment because last time we were together, it was very brief, but it was all about emotions and feelings. I'm just wondering how your week went. How many opportunities did you have to feel but not buy into it? Yeah. And so if you feel like sharing, just comment down below. Let us know how it went. And yeah, I found myself using those attunements quite often, right? And I had them plastered everywhere just so I didn't slide back in and drown or camp out in the emotions. Remember, I wanted to be like in the movie. I just want to be like, there I am at an appetizer table, and I'm just savoring the little tastes here. That's all he did. He was just tasting that emotion and then letting it go, right? So, just curious how that went. And what do you think? That it's a possibility, right? Okay, so we're going to start on 108 in recognition. And so this is all, we're going to continue on. First we were recognizing about our emotions. At first we started recognizing the energy of word, right? Which is divine, our creator in action, right? And that's a lot, but they've taken us through attunements. Then we started experiencing our human emotions. Now, today, we're going to start kind of talking about what it means to be aligned and how it changes when you start aligning with this frequency, with this cool energy. And I don't know if y'all have ever heard of the term leveling up. That's my vocabulary that I've learned somewhere else, right? I don't believe the guides ever use it. But do you ever notice? And the way I'll define leveling up is when you outgrow something, right? So you're just outgrowing something spiritually, or a situation, or a circumstance. This circumstance may be a relationship, it may be a job, it may suddenly be, oh my God, I'm going to school and I'm in the wrong, I'm I don't want that degree. I want this degree. Or maybe I just don't even know what I want. That's not, but I do know I don't want that direction. It's when you suddenly find, wow, your interests just change 180 degrees. Now that's not comfortable. That not only rocks your boat and your situation, but it does everybody else around you as well. And biblically, and religiously, whatever we've been taught, where Jesus would say, behold, I make all things new. That's all that's going on, beloved. That is all that is going on. But it's not necessarily a comfortable transition, or maybe it is. And here's when it really is uncomfortable. And boy, I can speak to it because I was at one time I was not a real go with the flow kind of person, right? You're already recognizing some of the discomfort, right? But there's no turning back because you know what you know, you feel what you feel, you're guided with what you're guided. But you have this choice. Are you going to resist it? Or are you going to go with it? And remember, I think I've shared the story, if not in this group, on the podcast. First time I realized my path was no longer Catholicism, but I would not leave the church because I knew that would be a heavy price to pay with the relationship of my mother. So I lived in a decade of turmoil, trying to fit in to an environment that did not spiritually align with my calling. Now, think how miserable that is, right? And I can look back at it and I can laugh, but I can just tell you, I thought I had solid reasons for not converting or leaving the church, right? So that comes in many ways, however it looks, right? Um, that's just one example. You know, I could give you many, but some of you may be living this now. And I'm just telling you that the resistance makes this so much more difficult, so much more difficult. And so the chapter goes on and it brings up one huge word, which is unforgiveness. How how many spaces in your lifetime are you failing to forgive? And that's one obstacle or one way of resisting. How could I possibly forgive? Yada, 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 right? And I don't know, Heather, have you had any experiences with the lightness of forgiveness when you do forgive somebody or
Um,
something?
I look at forgiveness as not necessarily an action,
Right. Oh, good.
but a frequency. Like it's just how I choose to pardon me, move forward. If you're forgiving a person, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
for something that you have interpreted that they've done to wrong you, they they are just where they are in their frequency. But a
Yeah.
lot of the forgiveness is maybe yourself. On even you, Mary, saying how you spent 10 years. I mean, you could have a lot of unforgiveness, thinking, why did I take so long, or why, you were just where you were. And I think forgiveness is just even within yourself, giving yourself grace of that's just where you were at the time. And
Y'all, isn't she so sweet in her delivery? Whereas I'm like, you dumbass, what were you thinking? Do you see how sweet she is? Okay,
I
so
don't
I have
know.
a question, Heather. I have a question. Did you grow up with a lot, anybody holding grudges around you?
No.
See,
And
I
and
mean,
I do not
those,
hold grudges. I don't know what
yeah.
it is, but I do not. I could run into somebody on the street that
Uh-huh.
wronged me, and I will have to remind myself, oh yeah, that person. I do not hold grudges.
Yeah. Okay. So do you see, beloveds? I'm striving to be like Heather, right? I do you see how free and easy and flowy it is? I mean, to come up against somebody who's done you
Hey,
wrong.
and another thing
Yeah.
to me,
Uh-huh.
forgiveness is that we're talking about the past, and maybe that's it. That I don't live a lot of my life in the past. I try to be in the
Hmm.
present moment, or even projecting into the future.
Yeah.
So forgiveness to me is all past.
So, right. And it makes so much sense.
Mhm.
It makes so much sense. So, here's the deal. If I were watching this podcast, I would just be like, yeah, right. But you haven't lived my life. You don't know what I have to forgive. Okay. Um, and or perhaps like Heather pointed out, maybe I'm doing it to myself and I'm not forgiving myself because I made some stupid mistake or made a bad decision. So it's on three levels. It's forgiving yourself, forgiving another beloved, and forgiving God, the creator. Okay.
Mhm.
So now we've begun this, we're having our words and we're conceptualizing it all, right? But now we're going to bring the guides in and they're going to attune us and they're going to bless us with this additional new energy of recognition. Okay. And this is going to be on page 113. And Heather's going to read it for us. Okay. So
Okay.
just
So what I'm going to
relax
ask,
and go for it, babe.
yeah. So yes, relax and try to get in that frequency. Close your eyes and raise your vibration to the level of forgiveness, love, acceptance. And we're going to unblock some of that forgiveness right now. So at this moment in time, I am choosing to forgive myself for any and all trespasses I may have occurred against myself and my fellow man and my Creator. I am willing to be forgiven for any and all beliefs that I have held that have stopped me from experiencing myself as forgiven by my Creator. I am now allowing myself to believe that I can be and that I am being forgiven for anything and everything that I may have done, that I may have imagined, that I may have thought, and that I may have experienced, that I may have chosen, or that I may have been gifted with that has given me reason not to forgive myself, my Creator, and my fellows. I am now free of unforgiveness, and I stand firm in my knowing that I am worthy of the Creator and that I am worthy of my fellow man, and I am worthy of the journey I intend to go on in my Christ itself. I am word through this intention, word I am word.
Yeah. Now just absorb this. And your only job here is to be receptive to the possibilities, to the wonderment of being free of anything that is unforgiven. Yeah. And again, like I'm feeling some resistance here. So now we're going to take it to another level and we're going to really focus on that one trespass, the most crunchiest one you have, where a beloved deeply hurt you. And we're going to kind of piggyback or add an extra ingredient to the attunement. The guides are, not we. And so Heather's going to take us in and finish it up with page 114.
Um, the willingness to forgive this person or this situation is present within me through the Christ presence that I am inhabiting. Word I am word through this intention, word I am word.
And so we use this beautiful um, attunement as an affirmation throughout the week. Every time it churns up, declare this, proclaim this. Okay? Mm.
And then now let's affirm this. As I stand in my Christed energy and in my higher frequency, I open now to understanding and I open now to the frequency of love. As I experience myself in my understanding and in my love, I align to the cosmic understanding of great truth and the truth of my being as a divine soul incarnating as my Christ itself. As I stand here in this understanding, I know myself as loved and I become part of the frequency of love that is available to me through this intention. I am choosing now to stand in my love, to stand in my understanding, and I am word through this intention. Word I am word.
So receive your love now. I'm on page 115. And receive this through your energy field. Feel the energy around you begin to transform as you stand. as you sit, as you are wherever you are, the energy right now, around you right now, which is our energy, the guides, and which is the energy of the Creator within you working in tandem, is aligning you now to the frequency of love through your understanding. And we welcome this as part of your passage. And so they just go on to prepare you for any kind of the feelings, any tingly feeling that you may feel. And just always know that even if you have a moment of projection, now you have the power to stop it and go, I need a do-over. That's the old programming, right? No judgments on yourself for faltering either, okay? Because this is a process, right? So, okay. So now we're on page 116, and we're just going to seal everything with one more affirmation, one more attunement by the guides.
I am now calling on those who work in the frequency of word from the divine light to come to me and to support me in my transformation. And I ask to know them in my frequency through the feelings of love for me. I am word through this intention, word, and word.
Okay. So it just takes a lot of practice, a lot of due diligence, a lot of firm intentions that I don't want to hold on to anything anymore. I want to be totally open to the divine, to the attunements, to the energy, to the love of the guides, right? And as someone who used to have to learn through hard knocks, be gentle on yourself, right? This book is in your lap to transform, you know? So do you have any Heatherisms before we go?
Well, my Heatherism would be, let it be easy. Let the shift be easy.
Mhm. Right. Ease and grace.
Ease
Yeah.
and grace.
So thank you for joining us. And I just want to remind y'all, if you like what you see, please check that or click on the like button and the subscribe button. We appreciate all your support. And yeah, go forth and enjoy your recognition. Bye.